G'day and welcome to Game 9. All these games were recorded on the same day. There's 14 I think all up, and they're all recorded on the 28th. I'll just check, yep, that's 14 games all up. In this one I've chosen the M2 medium tank and I upgunned it with a howitzer to give me more of a punch towards the other tanks in that. Here I've decided to head off to the left, and really looking at the map on the right, it looks like everybody is running over to the right side, same side I am basically, then towards the centre. Across the tracks, coming down here, tend to keep a bit to the right hand side to give myself a bit of cover. There are other tanks that are faster than I am. They've got ahead of me a bit. There's a tank that's been spotted. It's coming this way. It's a Panzer III. Firing at it. It's hitting and backing up a bit so that I'm not so exposed. And I've backed up too far because now I've got no clear shot at him. Come forward. It's still there. I'm trying to figure out which one he is because there's multiple tanks there. And I'm taking damage, and unfortunately I'm not keeping an eye on my damage meter, and at the moment I'm not sure which tank I'm actually hitting, because there's a knocked out tank there as well that I was hitting. And that was this is the tank that took me out. As you can see, as I said, normally when you get taken out, your point of view goes directly to the tank that took you out, and a couple of games before that didn't happen. Now I've changed point of view to one of my other players, teammates, and God knows what this guy is doing. He's just basically going backwards and forwards. It's like as if he just doesn't want to engage the enemy tanks. Like you can see that somebody has spotted a couple of red tanks back there and they are visible, but he's definitely out of sight of them. He's just going around from side to side. It's like as if he's trying to avoid getting into a fight at all. But I don't know what he's afraid of basically. So he goes to here and turns around and goes back. Basically I was getting sick and tired of being with him, and so I jumped and I came onto this guy, and I'm thinking, oh, he's back at our home base. Then I realised, no, he's at the enemy base. He's actually run straight up the centre of the game, I think. Either way, he's gotten to the enemy base and he's taken over. He's capturing it, and trying to find a place where he can hide from the enemy tanks. But he spotted a enemy tank here. I think takes a shot at it here. Yep. Then he comes forward and he exposes himself. And unfortunately, he's actually come across two tanks. He's got this one to deal with. He's trying to deal with, and he's got one behind him, and we've got to eliminate it. Back to this guy again, away from him. Onto this guy, heavy artillery. And from here I think, yeah, I'm just darting around from player to player to see who's got an interesting thing going on. What's going on with the other players and that basically. This guy, to this guy, and to this one. Nobody seems to be doing much at the moment other than sort of running around like a headless chook. Back to this guy again, and this guy. Back to this one. I'm just flicking through all the players to see what's actually going on, what other players doing. This guy comes around here. Through here, and gives his tank a wash. He's not doing much, so I end up basically clicking to another player. I get this M5. Just sitting here, going up here. Trying to do a bit of rock climbing here. Backwards, forwards. Not sure what he's doing. I think he has in mind us to what he wants to do, actually. He's a bit worried about being spotted myself. According to the map, there should be some red players on the other side of that bit of a rock face there and that. First I thought he was going to go up there and expose himself, but then he goes around this way. And basically, yeah, he's found an enemy tank, a red tank, but then he decides to bug out, back down the head. Now, had he decided to go off to his right, he had a clear run basically to the enemy base. But instead he just stays here. Because even when you looked at the map, you could see there's no one. I mean, there is a possibility that he would have run into somebody, but looking at that map, it looks like most of the red players are off to the right side of the map, and the only red players over here are the ones that are on the other side of that face thing. But as you can see, one of the red players is already capturing our base, and these guys are going backwards, forwards, doing nothing. It's like they're just totally afraid of getting bloody well taken out or engaging the enemy tanks. I won't even go back to the. I mean, the M5 has the speed. He could have gotten back to all the way back to the base, just to bloody well try and deal with the red tank that's there. But no, and now he just sits here, and that's it. Game's over. And it is a defeat. It kind of really gets disheartening when this happens. Catch us all later on the next one.